The NHS is the biggest employer in the North West. We account for almost 14% of the region's GDP. We have thousands of suppliers ranging from individuals to large private companies. This makes the NHS vital to the North West economy, particularly in a recession when different facts have to be faced. The North West has one of the highest unemployment rates in the UK. In the last 12 months, 41,000 people lost their jobs in the North West. The region had the highest business failure rates in the UK. One of the main reasons for company failure is cash flow. Cash not being available when it's needed. Cash is the lifeline of every business, which is why a supplier's invoice, which may mean little to you, can mean everything to the company that sent it. So, before dropping it into an in-tray, consider for a moment the knock-on effects of you delaying that payment. By not processing that invoice, our suppliers cannot pay their suppliers, or worse still, their own staff. It might mean they have to lay off people temporarily. Even worse, lay them off permanently. And so the knock-on effect goes on. And at the end of the chain, real people, real families, real lives. That's why the NHS in the North West has introduced the Prompt Payment Initiative. Our pledge to suppliers, a commitment to pay them for their goods and services fast.
Cash is the lifeblood of any organisation, but particularly when you're in difficult economic times like we are at the moment, it becomes absolutely essential that our suppliers get paid. It's important for us as the NHS. We've got to look after our local suppliers as well as our patients during the next few years. If we pay big businesses quickly, then they pay small businesses quickly. If the small businesses get paid quickly, then they pay the sole traders quickly. They make sure that they pay their employees on time, and it just builds up and builds up. So that if we start to pay people slower, then it goes all the way down the line. In the same way, if we pay them quicker, it goes all the way down the line as well.
Some trusts are already paying invoices in less than a fortnight. The benefits to suppliers are enormous. This is SF Taylor, a printing company in Stockport, employing 40 people.
It's like a lifeline really, because you think the fact is that if we can't pay our suppliers, then they can't pay their suppliers. Although we're a small business to a small supplier, we're actually a large customer, and if we can't pay them, then they can't pay their suppliers, and it's a knock-on effect that the top of the food chain basically is the most important person.
Shuttleworths in Shaw, Oldham, produces hospital furniture for the NHS throughout the UK. It employs 26 people. By being paid promptly, Shuttleworths can get better deals for its suppliers and keep costs down for the NHS.
Once that invoice is authorised, that's then passed back down to the finance department, who then basically send us a cheque. That goes into our bank, and we can pay the people that we've got here and pay the suppliers. I don't want to oversimplify it, but you know that is the case. You know, like you say, it has a knock-on effect all the way through the business, and it's like a circle. It comes back round that we can offer better prices at the end of the day, hopefully.
So, how can you help in our push to secure prompt payment? Easy, by following 5 simple steps. Make sure all goods are obtained using an official order process. Where possible, shop from existing e-catalogues. Make sure non-catalogue requests are completed correctly, including price, codes and authorisation. When goods are delivered directly to your department, follow your own organisation's goods receipt process to confirm that you have received them. This may be via an electronic system or by completing and returning the goods receipt paperwork. Ensure the prompt return of any invoices sent to you for coding and authorisation. Because the NHS is such an important part of the local economy, these small steps can make a huge difference to our suppliers.
NHS in the North West is a major sort of economic force. We're about 14% of the region's GDP, and by the end of this coming year we'll be spending around £12.3 billion. So we are a major player, and if I take an example of how quickly we pay our bills, what we've got to do there is we've got to try to recognise that if we can pay our bills quickly as a major customer of a large number of small and medium enterprises, then we can help them with their cash flow, we can help them maintain employment for people, we can help them generate their businesses so we can get growth back in the economy. We can help people understand by explaining just how significant we are as a driver of the economy. Then that really gives them the incentive to support a small and medium enterprise by making sure we pay our bills as quickly as we possibly can. And of course the great benefit for us of keeping SMEs in a position where they are viable and they're buoyant and vibrant and employing people is the more people employment, the healthier the North West is, the less demand on our services. So that's the reason why we've got to do this.
Please help us to support our suppliers, and we'll all benefit from the peace of mind it will bring to thousands of people here in the North West.